All right, I think we're live.
It's all right.
Let them know. First time messing with this.
Yeah, it's cool. Let them know that.
All right, anybody there? If anybody's there, just
I'm gonna get on here.
Give us a little hello.
Hey, James, jump on your Facebook and everything too. Let everybody know that we're doing this live. They want to check in and see what's going on.
They call this building an audience technically. So we're building, right?
That's what we're trying to do.
We're building.
That's the plan.
But let's do this. Let's just start kind of chatting. First off, we're Facebook Living, and we're recording 47.
I think
so. We did 46 last week.
Sounds about right.
So we're gonna kill two birds with one stone, right? We're gonna do a podcast and a Facebook Live all here at the same time.
I like it.
We got 2 viewers.
Nice.
Is it you and Jamie?
I think so.
Okay.
No, I'm not in.
We got 3 viewers. We're doing. Hi to all of our viewers, whoever you are.
All 3 of you. Yo, let us know what's up. Say what's up.
Nate Nelson.
Drop a little something. Yeah, there he is. Texas.
Purpose behind today's podcast.
Yes.
We're going to be chatting about the showcase this past weekend.
Correct.
Super Bowl showcase, our biggest show of the year. It's a monster.
It was a banger. We had a great time doing it. There was a lot of work, a lot of production, a lot of all hands on deck. It was a really, really great opportunity to, see some new stuff, showcase some new things. We had a lot of cool new ideas come out this year, and it was our Super Bowl of events.
So let's go backwards. Every year, Super Bowl Sunday, we invite the masses,
yes.
Past clients, present clients, people that are they may not even be a client of ours. They're just in the bar and bat mitzvah world.
Or curious about, just what we do, how we get down, how we like to bring it.
We open it up to Sweet 16 clients.
Yes.
And we even had a couple of planners. Big shout out to the planners that showed up, some industry friends. And we unload the warehouse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like when people say to me, what makes this show different than any other? It's the warehouse. Like we dump everything that we have. And this time it was at Battleground Country Club right up street. And we just opened up. We're like, check out all the photo booths, all the games, all of the talent. It's probably our biggest event of the year. I mean, like, there hasn't been a mitzvah or a corporate event or anything that has some.
Mike, because, so many weekend in, weekend out, we obviously rock with these families. We have a great time with them. But it's, families are cool. They have their friends. They have their cliques, their people. It's strangers, man. It literally is people coming from all over the place, all over the tri-state area for the most part. And they come and check us out. And we actually get them to engage, to party, to have a great time and cut loose in a room full of strangers. And I feel like, hey, listen, if you could do that well and make that feel organic, make that feel, natural, and it's not hokey, it's not forced, you got something wrong.
As I'm thinking here about the amount of production we go into it, it's crazy that it is our biggest production of the year, and we really pull it off in a 3-hour setup. That's one of the biggest challenges that we have is we all work Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, we meet up at the country club at 7 a.m. and it's like, go, go, go before the doors open.
Agreed. And, I feel like there's never enough time on that, too. Like we're always like down to the wire and it's cool.
We should have 12 hours to set up
100%
production.
100%. I mean, like let's really call it what it is. Our partner company that does, the similar style events, they do take a Wednesday approach to it, a midweek, and they have, a couple of days to, format the room.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun. I think all that too, the build and just knowing that's happening builds the excitement for me anyway. I love it. I love the run and gun kind of execution that we do and having to get it together, and it's got to work. So
here's what I want to do with today's podcast. I want to kind of shout out all the different things we had at the showcase. Talk about it a little bit. There are a lot of listeners, hopefully, that were there and maybe need a little bit more direction on like, what was that cool storefront thing? What can I do with it? Or there are people that might have saw photos and they couldn't come. So let's kind of just open it up, free format. And I would want to start with the photo booths because there were 5 different types of photo booths there. And just run down the gamut, Jordan. I mentioned the storefront, so let's just start there. What's your take on this storefront thing?
So I love that whole storefront approach. If you're looking for something that is completely outside the box, and the best part about this piece is that not only is it a fully functional photo station or photo op for your guests and your friends and everything, but it's also decorative. Right. So, you're taking a, what was it, 10 by 10? How big do we do?
It was 7 feet tall.
Okay.
No, 8 feet tall, 6 feet wide.
Okay.
And we created a storefront.
So, in all actuality, you probably need like a 10 by 10 area to
yeah.
put everything in there. I mean, we had like the fake shrub up front. Like, it really looked legit. And the cool part is that, you know, you're chewing up a big chunk of your room, but if it plays into a theme, a vibe, an idea, it is totally a decorative piece. It's definitely a wow factor. It's something that, you know, when we say give an event a great beginning, middle, and an end, this is a piece that definitely can fuel the day and continue the energy and the excitement that we, I think, deliver on the dance floor as a photo station.
So this is our first Facebook Live. We were hoping to be able to show pictures of what we're talking about, and I don't think I could do it from the screen. So if you go to our Facebook page, not while listening to this podcast, but we put up an album.
Or if you're doing both,
yeah,
that's multitasking. Right? As long as you're not driving, we totally stand behind
So we posted the album yesterday of all the different items. So this is a storefront. It looks like a Tiffany storefront, but it says Amanda & Co. Just a week before is Amanda's bat mitzvah. We made a custom awning that said Amanda on it. So this can be personalized for any type of storefront. I mean, we're talking about turning it into a candy shop. We're talking about turning it into like swag a mix lab, swag, like all different things. So
the mix lab.
Write
that down. Write it down.
So this was one of the first things that we demoed. This was one of the.
And shout out to our staff too. I mean, all of our stuff is built in-house, literally right here. So, you know, Mike Schaefer, who is a super talented MC on our team, is amazing when it comes to handiwork, and he literally put together this amazing
lot of late nights.
A lot of late nights.
Yes.
But it was great.
So all right, so that was the storefront.
Yes.
Next was another big pop piece was the swing booth. A little bit more trendy. I mean, not so well known in this area. North Jersey, New York, starting to see it. Right. So we wanted to introduce it to our area.
And and the big thing that we're finding now, guys, and for those that are listening, but like a lot of the photo is similar. You know, when it comes to taking pictures, you know, capturing GIFs and 30-second videos, all kinds of stuff. That's great. It's all well and good. These experiences around the photo station, and it's really helping to, you know, have us stand apart, and you know, that swing style.
You hear it all the time, though. I go to parties all the time. There's always photo booths.
Always,
what's new? What's different?
Right.
So,
and these are the things. So I mean, the swing style is really cool too, because it basically, you know, between the partition walls that are your backdrop or your picture that's set up, you know, that can be branded to anything. It could be a destination. It could be, you know, maybe you have a really cool step and repeat that you want, you know, kind of done on the three walls to be the background.
And to me, I would really work it into a theme. Like, you know, you did a day camp theme party not too long ago. How cool would it have been to be a swing in a forest? You know, like
with a campfire, the whole nine.
You know, like make the three-dimensional enclosure fit the theme, and if a swing is appropriate, and I've seen a lot of weddings online doing it too, and making an elegant, you know, there was the kissing booth, but you're making it really elegant inside, and, you know, a couple is on the swing picture, but it also is great for boomerangs and gifts. I mean, that's where the swing really is handy.
And you know what the cool part is, Matt? It's something that might be minor to everybody else. My most favorite part about this entire station is the fact that the floor is branded too.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you picture you have three, you know, separate partition walls that kind of come together to make a little alcove, and then on the bottom, the floor is laid almost like its own like mini branded dance floor, like a dance floor style wrap. You know? So I just love how, you know, you could walk into this zone, this area, and you're immediately transported to a place that's got its own little nook and cutout, and everybody loves it. It's interactive. It's fun. It's definitely a great pop piece.
I'm a big fan of it. Other photo booths. So the strolling photo booth has been around now a year and a half.
That is we knocked it out of the park with that one, dude. I'm telling you, it's a good one. It's a great one.
And it's simple. It's our least expensive, and people love it. Love it.
You know, I think we're in a day and age, you know, in 2020 where, you know, people kind of want the action brought to them, you know, a little bit, like, you know, not that it's bad, but getting up off the dance floor and leaving the energy, and, you know, not necessarily leaving the energy, but like, you know, taking it to another place to go stand online to take a picture and then wait for it to print and then, you know, take it back to your seat. You know, I feel the fact that if they're in the mix in the middle of the dance floor, they're dancing, they're singing, their hands are up, all of a sudden, you know, you got somebody like Jamie who rocks this photo booth and makes it awesome.
I know
ready to capture it.
I know a lot of our competitors also have swing booth or have the rubbing booth. Right. But the difference is personality. You know, like you want to be approached by somebody with a personality that's going to talk it up and make it fun. I mean, I actually saw, was it 2 weeks ago on Facebook, somebody just put a post up there. Hey, need high school or college age attendant to walk around with an iPad.
I'm telling you, man, this thing rings true. And, quick shout out to, Adam Herschel. And this was part of our seminar this past summer. We talked about this all the way through, is using your talent properly and putting it straight through the entire gamut. The talent shouldn't just stop with your MCs. It shouldn't just stop with your DJ, your dancers. Photo booth attendants are so much more than just text. They're another personality. They're people that are excited. They're lively. They're pumped up. They're keeping the energy rolling. It's huge.
So somebody with personality, that's key. So all right, so that was the Vogue booth was at the showcase too.
Strike a pose. And if you can't see me because you're on the podcast, I'm doing my Vogue hands for the Facebook Live crew, keeping it animated. Yes, the Vogue booth is awesome. Now, there's two different ways we can go about this. We had one style of Vogue booth. This one was inflatable.
Inflatable with the mirrored enclosure.
Right.
And then there's the all-black solid enclosure.
Which is cool. And then if you guys aren't familiar with this, it has the lighting tubes. So LED light tubes kind of line the inside walls, or the inflatable, as you would say, giving the different color effects, strobing effects. If you have a specific color, maybe your theme is colors. Maybe your theme's let's keep it pink or whatever. You can set the color tone to whatever you're looking to do to embrace the vibe. And the pictures are great. It's
different. To me, it's like very Max Headroom. It's very like 80s.
Very cool.
I don't know why.
I will say on the twofold for that station, if you are looking for space for your photo booth, though, as far as like getting big groups, because it's angled, it's not the best for a huge group.
So here's an interesting one. We sent out a survey after the showcase. So far, only a couple people filled out. We have like 10 or 12 responses. But so far, the swing booth was
if you're out there, get your emails in.
Swing booth was the least favorite right now of all the booths that we had. I would have put the Vogue booth probably as my least of all of these. I thought the storefront was the wow factor.
Right.
And I'm a big fan of the roaming station. It's just simple. And then
you love simple, bro. Yeah. If it's easy, it's for Mike.
The last one we had was the salsa. We called it the open air just social booth.
Yeah.
Simple. It's new. It's sleek. It's attractive. Small, easy setup. Not for every party, but the economy party, the one that just wants a budget photo booth, that's perfect too.
100%. So I mean, we definitely had a wide array of photo booth choices at our show, and like Mike was saying, you can definitely check out the footage that we're going to be uploading to our social media platforms, featuring the recap of this show, and it'll have everything live. Super cool, and photo stations.
There we go.
Good time.
So for the listeners that are online, just give a quick shout. Can you guys hear us? Is the audio okay online?
Yeah, we good. We coming through.
We think we got a bunch of listeners right now online.
We got some people. Yeah, I like it.
So next, let's just talk about the vendors that were there. I mean, big shout out to all of our favorite vendors, decorators, photo, video. I mean, we had the best of the best in the area. Those that we really love.
And they say, the same way with your friends, your family, you are who you surround yourself with. Yep. This rings true professionally, 100%. We've, tried to carve an identity for Explosive on its own to produce a high-end, super trendy, exciting event, and, pairing yourself with like-minded vendors who, have the same sort of, thought process, the same kind of drive, the same kind of hustle. And honestly, we're not the cheapest act in town. We're competitive. We definitely charge for our ideas, and finding people that, kind of like to do that as well too. That's how you're gonna.
And we had a good
put it all together.
Good variety. Mm-hmm. 3 different people came over and said, "Who's your favorite photographer?" And
I feel like we get that all the time.
But you know what? I had 3 different answers depending on who was asking me. Like
what type of party,
and how the what the family's vibe was.
Right.
Like who would they mesh best with?
Right.
All the photographers there were super skilled, but their personalities were different. So the clientele may mesh better with one photographer than another.
Correct.
On the TV here that I got here, the tree truck. Did you get outside and see this thing?
So I walked past the front and actually go outside, but this is super dope. I love the branding. I love the look. It kind of is. It actually is a takeoff of the street truck that would pull up to a work site, a construction site.
It's a food truck,
right? It's a food rock and roll, yeah.
That is now doing all candy. So this is brand new. They literally got it finished on Friday.
Looks awesome.
And brought it to our showcase on Sunday.
They'll wrap based on logo, based on theme, idea, whatever. Super dope.
I was with Donna, the owner of this morning, and she was talking all about even custom candies. And giving people like the golden ticket to come outside and get different things, or maybe like a spin wheel, and you hit the grand prize, you get big candy. Otherwise, you get medium or small sizes.
Really cool.
So a lot of cool things that you could do with this. So this is something new. I think you're going to start seeing this at more parties. And all parties love like a to-go item,
I love an excuse to get interactive. You see a food truck pull up, and you're like, all right, cool, I go up and get my food. But the fact that she spit those ideas and like ways to make it fun and make it engaging and, keeping everybody excited, like that's what's up, man. That's really what the experience is all about.
Right. I think the next one we'll talk about.
I'm going to give you kudos on this one, man. Like this idea was literally all you, dude, and it was a home run. And I think
for the guy that does not play a video game, yeah. So our Fortnite wall. So this is our experience wall.
Experience walls, yo, Nate
Lorenzo.
Nelson, write that down, and shout out to Lorenzo, Screaming Lunatic, who does a bunch of media for everybody across the country. So big shout out to you, bro. You killed it. Make it look awesome.
So how did this come to be? We had brandable walls for a corporate experience a couple months ago. And we said, how are we going to repurpose these walls? And video games like Fortnite. Awesome.
Huge. And
so I wish people could see it right now, but again, check out the pictures.
I'm ready to turn the laptop around, bro. I'm just saying.
Should we?
Why not? Why not?
Yo,
Facebook Live. Joe, check it. We'll do this. Here we go. Take the tour. So right there, experience walls, Fortnite, pop colors, TVs embedded from behind, so everything looks fluid. It looks like the TVs are floating there, straight up. It was really, really well done, put together, and complementing it with our video game station. Was a home run. So, I mean, this entire activation can be branded with anything. So the experience walls can be, again, a destination. It could be for a corporate. It could be, if your theme is food, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I mean, as far as what I was talking about in the beginning of the cast, this is a perfect example of taking an enhancement and making it decorative, making it a pop piece, making it something that, not only is it functional, but it makes your room look awesome.
So for our podcast listeners that can't see what we're talking about, this is 2 8-foot by 8-foot walls that are custom wrapped in all sorts of Fortnite graphics. There's 2 60-inch TVs, gaming stations, and I mean this is a huge hit. Anytime I walk by this area of the showcase, there's a ton of kids
rocking.
I mean, so again, family says, "Well, I can play Fortnite at home." So our thing was, how do we make it different?
Right.
And this is a photo op in itself. Turned into a gaming station.
And if your theme is tech, video games, whatever, that's it right there. I mean, it's a great compliment.
So cool. So let's talk about some of the other games.
Sure.
We had snowboard simulators, totally popular this time of the year. What other games do we have? The Pac-Man. So there's 2 Pac-Man Battle Royales.
Yes.
There's the giant one, which doesn't fit in all venues. And there's the one that we showcased, which is much more nominal.
And I think the giant, very impressive. I think the giant one is a little bit more of like an arcade kind of feel with the joystick, stand up, like you put the quarter in the machine to do it. This one is like a little bit more if like I went to somebody's, game room or something like that. You know what I mean? But again, like you said, really cool pop piece, bright colors, attracts your attention, and it's a great piece.
So I mean, keep kind of with the whole throwback of Pac-Man, but Atari Pong, I love this. It's so cool. It's a throwback to the original Pong game, but now instead of a video game, it's a sit-down, interactive 3D table.
I love it. I love that that's functional, and that Pong game is super dope because you could build that into a lounge. Right. You could build that into, the kids section where it's, not only great for games, but, if it's totally, plexied over. I mean, you can put a drink on it, you put your plate down. Like it's totally good to go on both ends. So, again, big, bold letters, bright colors, throwback video games, super hot.
Did you get to see this sort of?
I saw it in action, and I was trying to understand what was going on. It was like foosball mixed with basketball.
So shout out to Total Entertainment, our sister company. They bought this game, and we were the first. They literally unboxed it.
Wait, we premiered it? I didn't know that.
Nobody's seen it. It was unboxed for our showcase. So it's foosball meets basketball.
Nice.
So the foosball characters basically on the paddles, and you got to use the paddles to launch the basketball into the net. So instead of it being soccer based,
I need an Adderall to play this game. But it sounds awesome. I love it.
It fits a basketball theme, and it's not massive in size, but it's very cool. I think that's going to go over really well at some parties.
You know what? I mean, how many times do we get clients that book foosball and basketball together? You know what I mean? Or they're like torn between the two. They're like, oh man, we want one. We know whatever. That's it. We blended the two.
It's a twist on the traditional.
Yes.
I love power pong too. I mean, power pong is the hydraulic beer pong.
Adults,
water pong.
The adult pong that we're rocking and rolling and dummy down for the kids. Made it. You light it up. You put soda in there. It's good to go, and it's all automatronic. So
another one I love was archery, Arch Madness. I've yet to really get it on. So I've had it on corporate events. I haven't had it on Mitzvahs yet. I don't know why though, because I think it's so awesome.
So the archery, my favorite part about the archery is the branding, dude. That thing is so awesomely branded, and for it being, I guess, 95% inflatable.
Yeah.
It's a sturdy structure. It looks cool. You're literally blowing up a giant balloon. And when you think about it, you're like, oh man, this thing is going to be cheesy, but it is super impactful, and it's great for, again, summer camp themes. If you have just if it's just a gaming type of atmosphere, it's great for challenges. You could run different tournaments with that. There's so many different ideas that you could do based on this. And I love that we had the explosive brand on it, the LED in the front. I mean, this thing was totally branded out. It was great.
So for those of you who are watching us online, we're kind of sneaking here in the background looking at pictures because there was so much. It's hard
cheat sheet.
It's really hard to keep track of what was there. I mean, that was awesome. Basketball Connect 4 is always a favorite. Basketball Madness is a favorite.
Now, Mike, really quick, I want to take it, not to get off topic of hitting everything. Can you give I know that, our listeners and people watching, have different size rooms, venues, stuff like that. A lot of our stuff, I mean, it is bigger pieces.
All right, so the last couple items, like the Power Pong and the Hot Shot,
right?
They probably need a 6x6 area.
Okay.
These items here, you're talking 12 feet by 12 feet. I mean, these are big items, so you need a big room. You also need high ceilings. I mean, these basketball games, if you're in a room with 8-foot ceilings, it's not going to work. To be real, it's not going to work. You don't want to be breaking chandeliers and sconces and whatnot.
Agreed.
Let's talk about some of the girl items, though. Some of the female items.
We got stuff for the ladies.
A whole bunch of fashion items.
Right.
We had the beauty bar, which we're looking at, but I want to hit first on the skin printing. Talk to me.
So this, I'm not going to lie, man. When I heard this idea, I was like, it could be cool. Maybe, who knows? I'm not sure. I get it, but I got to see it in action. Basically, it is a 2020 version of airbrush tattoos. And taking away the airbrushing, taking away the actual stencil, everything is now through it's about, if you're on Facebook, it's literally about this big, which is what? How big is the actual piece? It's
the size of a cell phone.
Maybe, right? Maybe. And, you import your logo design, your trends, whatever you want the tattoo to be into there. And literally with a simple stroke of this magic wand, it's on you.
So guests go over to the attendant. The attendant has an iPad with all the optional graphics, and you pick which option, and then they send it wirelessly to this cell phone printer, cell phone size printer, and they're printing it right on your arm.
Right. And I think it was the enhancement and activation itself, super cool, different, quick. But I mean, the logos they were putting on everybody were super pop culture and very trendy. I mean, you had YouTube and Supreme and Chanel, all these top trends that are gigantic right now, especially with that age group, the 12 to 16-year-old.
We should say prints in color,
Monster.
prints fast.
Yeah.
And as opposed to these other items that take up these 12-foot by 12-foot areas, this is a roaming item. I mean, just like the roaming photo booth, it's a roaming item that takes up no footprint in your room, which also means it's good for cocktail hour and reception.
Right.
You get it for 5 hours rather than just a 4-hour party.
Right, which is huge. And that's a big thing too, is that a lot of what we're trying to do as well, we realize that, some of the enhancements and things that we do have their own, price point to them. And what we try to do is get our clients the biggest and best bang for the buck. So if you're listening on the cast, that's a big thing too. If you're booking any of these activations and enhancements, ask your entertainment company to be like, hey, is that for 4 hours or 5? In retrospect, it is only 1 hour, but that first hour of cocktail, if you can get an enhancement in there that works, that, gets people excited and, kind of roll it in, and it's not going to hit you for the 5th hour and they can make it happen. They're going to be there anyway. That's a home run, dude. Just getting the excitement started even earlier. That's what's up.
Sick. So beauty bar. This could be totally personalized, customized. We had 2 stations there, flash tattoos and
Facebook Livers. I'm going to flip this laptop again. This is just a really cool picture.
It's official. It looks legit.
Sure does. And, the best part about the beauty bar is that you could choose to have the tattoo station there. You could do eyelashes. You could do hair extensions, makeup, or you could choose to do like them separately. And I also believe too, Mike, the station as pictured here for everybody that's looking with the 2 mirrors can be split too. So if you only want to do one mirror,
up to 4 mirrors.
Okay, up to 4 mirrors. Cool.
And they're all individual. Yep.
It's awesome. Really cool. So, if you have a smaller style party, it doesn't have to be that huge, big look. And if you're also looking to save space, like this is something that can look big, but could also be, tailored back if you have only limited space to work with at your venue.
Yep. We have our traditional airbrush tattoos.
Yeah.
What else do we have for the girls?
Oh, man.
The donut wall. I don't want to shout this out to just the girls, but the donut wall is so dope.
Yeah.
And first off, people
mainly because it's stocked with donuts.
They were commenting, they're blown away by the quality of the donuts.
That was on you.
Yeah.
We were saying Duncan, you leveled up, bro.
So we did real
Nice job.
legit donuts. We try to keep these podcasts around 30 minutes. So we're 25 or so. Let's just chat about our performance, though. Without tooting our own horns, we had 35 minutes of nonstop high energy performance by an army of performers.
Agreed. And, I think that this is where our team shined. And we've been doing the showcase how many years?
8, 9.
This, by far, I think was our most impactful, our best flow.
Let's go in the order of what happened.
Right.
You, Dylan, and Adam from A Sharp. How this year was a major milestone where we all merged and became one.
Correct.
Then all of a sudden, Adam comes out and is singing at the top of his lungs, "Superstition."
Right.
He crushed it. And
now we've never, ever in the history of Explosive done anything like this to kick off a show.
No.
And I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I was like, oh man, I don't know, like, is it gonna be well received? It's an older song.
Right.
Man, it was awesome. It was so good. And shout out to Adam Whites, dude. That dude can sing his tuchus off.
But he's a performer.
I said tuchus.
He's a performer. He
sure is.
He sang, but he actually motivated and kick-started the party. I mean, that he built the audience. So then he passed the torch.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Berkovitz, also a sharp performer,
mm-hmm.
and it was Jay's job to kind of in this mock mitzvah setup do the opening dance set of a party,
right.
And Jay slayed it. I mean, he had the audience following along, eating out of.
To get up there, be able to do their thing, but in an organized fashion to give the layout of an actual event.
Let me back up, because actually we also had our saxophonist, Jay, play with Adam, and I didn't know that was going to happen. Actually, that was kind of a surprise to me. I knew Jay was going to perform. I didn't know he and Adam were going to do that together.
Right. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of were like, yo, let's do it.
Well, it turns out Adam talked to Jay.
Oh, good.
And was like, do you know the song? Yeah, I know the song. Cool. You're going to solo at certain points. I'm going to solo at certain points. And they had it worked out where you put 2 professional musicians together, whether they have vast experience working together or not, they rocked it.
They were playing on energy, man. They were feeling it out.
Yeah, you would have thought they did this 100 times together.
It's great.
So Adam and Jay first,
mm-hmm.
saxophone Jay. Then Jay Burke performed, and then Mike P did his introduction.
Yes.
Mike P is so good.
And, it's great, man. I think Mike P is one of those talents that just always knocks it out of the park. He always kind of switches his performance up every year to make it different, to make it with the times. He's on it, man. And I couldn't think of a better way to kick it off. I also love that, I know we're going to get into the specific entertainers and MCs and what they did for the first time this year. We actually, had the best of both worlds where obviously the majority of the MC talent is male out here, and we were actually able to kind of put Jamie, who, if you guys are familiar here at Explosive, is one of our head coordinators. She wears a lot of hats here at the brand. Also is getting her, MC shoes, up and running, and she's very, very talented for where she's at right now. And, she got to kind of kick it off as well too, right?
Yeah.
Which was great. So, I mean, just having the ability to have so many different styles, personalities, male and female, there was literally something there for everybody. And I remember we were going back and forth, was it too long? Was it,
no,
did we hit it?
The
feedback, yeah.
Feedback has been all positive.
Well, and I actually wanted to read that comment that I got really quick, live, if that's cool. We got a really cool feedback. Like Mike was saying, we put out, questionnaires just to get some feedback on the show and see what was up. And one of the people that came through yesterday said it was an absolutely great experience. Great job. We really like seeing all the games, the setups, and the LED robot. Then on to the performance end, they said, we have seen other entertainment companies in our mitzvah planning process, and you just can't compare any other company out there against Explosive Entertainment. The entire team is extremely hospitable with high energy, which gives you an unbelievable feeling that they will take the most incredible care of you at your personalized event. After having booked one mitzvah already with Explosive, so it was a repeat client, which is great. Thank you so much. After already booking one event with Explosive, I know that the energy isn't an act. This is nothing fake. This is nothing scripted about this brand for this one event, and every single event they do is legit. I would recommend Explosive to everyone searching for the perfect mitzvah entertainment. They have that whole entire event corner covered. Corner covered. Yes.
You just said it. Nothing was scripted.
It's right here. I was reading it straight up out of the phone, just in case. Facebook Livers, all there.
But we knew the order of who was performing, but nothing was scripted.
Right.
We go to bridal shows all the time, and we see competitors do a scripted performance.
That works in its own right.
It does. But I think the power of this email said, nothing was scripted here, and it was true. The energy was infectious, where they could mimic it at any party.
And we just go. And it's kind of like these guys it's in their blood. They go.
Yep.
It is.
So after Mike P did his grand entrance, we had Gio.
Yep.
Crushed it. He did a great job. We're very lucky to have Gio on our force. And then Mike Schaefer, big staple to our brand, he did the hora. And that's not easy to do at a party to begin with. And then do it. It's really, hey, hold hands with the partner next to you.
And I'll tell you straight up.
That's weird.
The best part of watching that whole thing unfold this past Sunday was that in the very beginning, when Mike presented, the fact that we're going to do this, it's going to happen, I watched everybody's face. And I watched everybody kind of look around at the people next to them. They were kind of like taken back. They're like, really? Like, I don't know this person. Like,
right.
You could see they were not uneasy about it. They were like, all right, he's asking us. Let's try to back him up. But as the dance went on and as Mike used his skill set to, post the proper vocals and to tee up, the right thing at the right time, to position the bat mitzvah girl or mock mitzvah girl in front of the photographer, everybody started to come alive. Everybody started to become a part of it. And by the end of the dance, you would have thought it was literally somebody's mitzvah.
He did it as true to a real live mitzvah as you could.
Yeah.
So following his hora, he danced a little bit. Samaj rocked out a dance set. And then Joe Ramondi closed it off. And it takes chutzpah, right?
Sure does. It's a great word.
To stop the party. And Joe said, stop the music. Let's regroup. And he did, man. Powerful. Like, Joe is a powerful MC.
And you know what? And that's where confidence, where knowing what you're doing, where behind the wheel time, man, that dude has seen so many different styles of event. Like, that confidence is now just ingrained in his soul. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't fake that. You can't mimic that. Like, that's just real.
Right.
And it was awesome. It was a perfect storm.
So we closed it off with some incredible door prizes.
Done by Miss Jamie.
Yep. You, Jamie, did the door prizes. We gave away a ton of prizes. And the feeling that I left with that day was just awesome.
I know, bro. You gave away $2,000 credits. Mike was feeling it. He was feeling something.
Seriously, I mean, my drive home, I felt like I won the Super Bowl. Like, and that's what it felt like. It was awesome. I was exhausted.
And the really cool part is, without putting any names out there, stuff like that, I was doing some personal stuff outside of the office earlier this morning, and actually ran into a close friend, direct competitor of ours, and they had nothing but amazing things to say about what they heard as another company that we go head to head with in this area, very much on the regular, for high end events, to book. And they were like, man, we just heard you guys slayed, that you are the move, and that's awesome. So that was really cool to hear from another professional colleague in the industry that does serious work.
Yeah. So let's tie this one up. We got first attempt here online. We'll
I'm sorry we stretched it a little bit long, but we had a lot of fun this past weekend. There was a lot of cool stuff, a lot of nuggets, a lot of takeaways. What I'd like to do as we wrap up both the podcast and our Facebook Live episode here today, if you guys were at the show, you tuned in, if you're going to see this later or listen to this later, shoot us an email. Let us know what you thought. If there's any questions you have from the show, if there's any questions that you have, if you're going to shows and you're like, hey, what should we be asking for? Is there anything that we can do to be better prepared for our, event coming up? Let us know. Drop a comment. See what's up. We always love that and getting your feedback and making sure that we're hitting you guys with like the biggest trends and the best help possible.
Yeah, and those of you who are watching the Facebook Live, if you don't already know, Mastering Mitzvahs, it's our weekly podcast. You can check it out on iTunes, Spotify, Anchor. It's all over the place. Just Google it.
And we'll drop that link in this when we repost this out later. And yeah, like Mike said, you could check all that stuff out. Make sure you check us out. All things Explosive Entertainment. XD Events is where you can find us. For Instagram, Explosive Entertainment if you're searching it on Facebook. And, feel free to check us out on our website. We got a lot of great content there. And that's xdevents.com. That's it, man.
Good stuff.
That's it. Guys, Facebook, thank you so much. And to all of our loyal listeners for our podcast, thank you guys so much. It's another episode of Mastering Mitzvahs. Mike Langsner, Jordan Marshall, and we will see you guys, talk to you guys next week.
Peace. Just so you know, this never recorded a goddamn thing. I hope the audio in here is decent.
I was wondering why the mic was that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Ever from this